Chosen one, God just confirmed your victory, but you need to listen carefully because this victory may not look the way your old mind expected it to look. It may not arrive with noise. It may not arrive with people clapping. It may arrive as peace after a long season of pressure. It may arrive as calm, where fear used to speak the loudest. You are not here by accident. Something higher than your planning has brought you into this moment, because a part of you has been asking if you lost or if you were being prepared. And the answer rising through this message is simple. You did not lose. You were being formed. The verdict has already been sealed. God smiled over something you did in private, not because you were perfect, not because you never cried, not because you never questioned the path. He smiled because you kept choosing what was right when bitterness would have been easier. And that kind of private obedience is never wasted in the unseen. This victory is not always the enemy falling in front of you. It is not always the old room finally admitting your value. It is not always the person who doubted you coming back with regret. Sometimes victory is the moment your soul stops begging for proof from people who never had the eyes to see you clearly. Victory can be quiet. Victory can be still. Victory can feel like a closed door that no longer breaks your heart. And after everything you have walked through, that peace in your chest may be one of the clearest signs that God has already moved in a place your eyes cannot measure yet. You thought victory would feel louder. You thought it would come with a sudden announcement. You thought it would silence every critic at once. But God often confirms victory first by changing your inner weather, because if the storm no longer controls you inside, then it has already lost a deep part of its authority. Listen to the way you respond now. You do not run to explain as quickly. You do not chase every person who withdraws. You do not break yourself trying to keep doors open that keep hurting you. Something in you is becoming steady, and that steadiness is not small. It is evidence. You did not lose when they left. You did not lose when the door closed. You did not lose when the plan changed. You did not lose when you had to start again. You did not lose when God made you wait, because the waiting was not empty. The waiting was shaping your capacity. There was a season when one wrong message could ruin your whole day. One look could make you doubt yourself. One closed door could make you question your worth. But you are not moving like that anymore, and even if you still feel tender, your spirit is no longer as easy to pull out of peace. That is one of the signs. The first sign is this. You no longer need the person who hurt you to understand your pain. You may still feel the memory. You may still remember what happened. But the need to make them see it has started losing power, and that is a holy kind of freedom. There is a difference between healing and pretending. You are not pretending. It did not hurt. You are not calling betrayal harmless. You are not forcing yourself to smile over what needed tears. But you are no longer handing your future to the person who wounded your past. That is victory. The second sign is this. You stopped forcing doors that kept damaging your peace. You used to think a closed door meant rejection. You used to think delay meant God forgot. But something in you has begun to understand that not every open door is safe, and not every closed door is punishment. The third sign is this. You feel less panic around uncertainty. You still want answers. You still want clarity. You still want to know what comes next. But the unknown is no longer crushing you the same way, because somewhere in the hidden place, your trust has become stronger than your need to control every detail. That does not mean fear never visits. It means fear no longer gets the main chair in your spirit. It means anxiety may knock, but it does not get to build a house inside you. It means you can breathe in a hallway even before the next door opens. The fourth sign is this. Your private obedience has become stronger than public approval. You are learning to do what is right without needing every eye to notice. You are learning to stay faithful when the reward is delayed, and that kind of faithfulness is one of the clearest marks of a chosen one. People may not know what it cost you to stay soft. They may not know what it cost you to stay honest. They may not know how many times you wanted to become cold and decided not to. But heaven knows. God saw the quiet decisions no one celebrated. The fifth sign is this: your spirit is no longer begging for old rooms. The room that once made you feel small is losing its voice. The people whose approval once felt like oxygen are becoming less powerful. You are not becoming arrogant. You are becoming free from the hunger that made you shrink. Chosen one, this is where you must be honest with yourself. You have been waiting for a sign outside you, but God has been leaving signs inside you. Your reactions are different. Your standards are different. Your silence is different. Your peace is different. Your hunger for old approval is different. If this is landing in your spirit, type "I receive." Not as a performance, not as a magic phrase. Type it as a witness that something in you recognizes this word. Type it because your soul knows the difference between hype and confirmation, and this is touching a place that has been waiting. You were tired, but you were not faithless. You were confused, but you were not abandoned. You were delayed, but you were not denied. You were hidden, but you were not forgotten. There is a record of your endurance that no human opinion can erase. Some people only saw your silence and called it weakness. Some people only saw your distance and called it pride. Some people only saw your tears and thought you were breaking. But God saw the deeper story, and He knew you were not falling apart. You were being separated from what could not follow you. That is why the victory is confirmed before everything looks finished. God is not waiting for people to agree with what He already knows. He is not waiting for the old room to approve your new season. He is not waiting for the ones who misunderstood you to become the judges of your destiny. The sealed verdict does not need a crowd to be real. The stamp is already on the page. The messenger may still be on the road, and the announcement may still be moving toward your life, but the decision has already been made in the place where your obedience was seen. Breathe with that for a moment. You are not trying to earn what God has already confirmed. You are learning to carry it. You are learning to become steady enough for the blessing, clear enough for the door, and humble enough to remember who brought you through. God smiled because you did not let pain turn you into the thing that hurt you. He smiled because you kept choosing mercy without surrendering your boundaries. He smiled because you allowed the wilderness to train you, even when you did not understand why the path had become so narrow. And hear this with your whole spirit. I saw what you carried when no one clapped. I saw the moment you almost quit and still chose faith. I saw the tears you wiped before anyone entered the room. I saw the obedience you thought did not matter. It mattered. The question is no longer if you lost. The question is whether you can recognize victory before the world announces it. The first confirmation is not noise. It is the quiet authority rising inside you, the sacred calm that says the old battle no longer owns your name. The sealed verdict was not only placed over your future, it was also written inside your becoming. That is why the waiting season mattered so much. It was not empty time. It was not wasted time. It was not God ignoring you while you tried to survive what nobody understood. There are seasons where God does not rush the door open because the person walking toward that door is still being formed. Not punished, not rejected, not forgotten, formed. And formation can feel like delay when your heart is tired, because the soul wants relief before it understands preparation. You wanted the promise to move faster. You wanted the answer to arrive sooner. You wanted the pressure to lift. And while you were asking for movement, God was building something in you that could not be built in comfort, because comfort rarely reveals what pressure reveals. The delay showed you what had too much power over your peace. It showed you which voices could still pull you out of alignment. It showed you where you were still begging for approval. It showed you where fear was still making decisions in the name of wisdom. That is why you cannot hate the waiting season. You can grieve it. You can admit it was heavy. You can tell the truth about the lonely nights. But you cannot call it useless, because something holy was happening in the hidden place while your visible life looked still. God did not delay you to embarrass you. He did not slow you down because he enjoyed your pain. He did not hold back the door because he wanted you confused. He slowed what your old self might have wasted, and he protected what your new self is being trained to carry. There is a version of victory that comes too early, and it can crush a person who has not been formed. A door can be good and still be dangerous if your identity is still begging for validation, because an unhealed heart can turn a blessing into another place of fear. This is why the formation came first. Cleaner boundaries came first. Deeper discernment came first. Quieter confidence came first. Stronger obedience came first. God was not only preparing a place for you, he was preparing you for the place. The first proof of formation is this: your boundaries are cleaner now. You do not explain your no to everyone. You do not feel responsible for every reaction. You do not keep making yourself available to people who only value you when you are easy to access. That is not cruelty. That is wisdom. That is not pride. That is stewardship. You are learning that love does not require self-abandonment, and peace does not require you to keep bleeding quietly so other people can remain comfortable. There was a time when guilt could pull you back into places God was pulling you out of. One sad message could weaken your decision. One emotional conversation could make you doubt the boundary you prayed for strength to set. But you are not as easy to move now. The second proof is discernment. You are learning the difference between delay and rejection. You are learning the difference between a closed door and divine protection. You are learning the difference between patience and self-betrayal, and that difference is saving your future from old confusion. Not every slow thing is against you. Not every silent season is punishment. Not every person leaving is loss. Sometimes God removes the noise before he gives the instruction, because a crowded spirit cannot always hear the gentle movement of divine timing. The third proof is quieter confidence. You no longer need to announce every shift. You no longer need to defend every choice. You no longer need to convince every person that your life is changing. Something in you understands that real movement does not always need witnesses. This is a deep mark of maturity. Immature faith wants constant proof. Wounded confidence wants constant applause. But formed confidence can move in silence, because it has learned that heaven can approve what people do not understand yet. The fourth proof is stronger obedience. You are learning to do the right thing without immediate reward. You are learning to stay faithful when the room is quiet. You are learning to choose integrity when nobody would know if you compromised. And that kind of obedience carries weight. What felt like delay was training. What felt like rejection was redirection. What felt like silence was protection. What felt like loss was separation. What felt like waiting was God building capacity. And capacity is what keeps a blessing from becoming too heavy for the one who receives it. There is an old story about David in a place of deep loss. Everything around him looked burned down. The people were broken. The future looked stolen. And before anything was restored on the outside, something had to return on the inside first. Strength had to come back. That is the part many people skip. They want restoration before strengthening. They want the door before the inner return. They want the public answer before the private rising. But God often begins with the hidden place, because if your inner world collapses, the outer victory cannot be carried well. David had to strengthen himself before the recovery became visible. That is not just an old story, it is a pattern. There are moments when nobody can lift you the way you need to be lifted, because God is teaching your spirit how to stand again without begging the wrong voices for rescue. This is why your strength is coming back in strange ways, not always as excitement, not always as loud joy. Sometimes strength returns as the ability to breathe. Sometimes it returns as the courage to sleep. Sometimes it returns as the peace to stop chasing what keeps wounding you. You may not feel powerful every day. That does not mean formation failed. Some days, power looks like not answering the old call. Some days, power looks like resting instead of spiraling. Some days, power looks like saying less, praying honestly, and letting God hold what your hands cannot fix. Let this settle in your body for a moment. You have survived more than you give yourself credit for. Your shoulders have carried quiet weight. Your heart has held questions. Your mind has replayed conversations you never got to finish. And still, you are here. There is nothing to prove in this breath. There is nothing to force in this moment. Let your chest soften. Let your jaw loosen. Let the noise around your spirit become a little quieter, because not every holy thing arrives through intensity. Some holy things arrive through rest. You are not behind because you needed time to heal. You are not weak because the process affected you. You are not faithless because you had days where you felt empty. Even the strongest trees do not grow by pretending there was no storm. They grow by staying rooted through it. Feel the mercy in that. God did not demand that you become untouched by life. He did not ask you to be stone. He formed you while you were still feeling, still grieving, still learning, still becoming. That means your tenderness was not a flaw. It was part of the soil. Some of you already know that the battle was not only around you, it was also in the way your mind carried pressure. You have felt the fog. You have felt the scattered thoughts. You have felt that strange tiredness where your spirit believes, but your mind feels slow under the weight of too many seasons. Truth honors truth. There is a simple tool I want to name gently here, only for the ones who feel their spirit confirm it. A neurologist in New York, Dr. Daniel Barone, helped create an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence designed to support whole brain activation through neural sync technology. They call it the genius switch. It is not something you have to force. It is not a long routine. The idea is simple. You put on headphones, close your eyes, relax, and listen for 8 minutes a day while your mind is supported in returning to a clearer state. If that speaks to you, the link in the description and pinned comment points you to where Dr. Barone and his team made it available. Hold it with wisdom, test it with peace, and if your spirit does not confirm it, keep receiving what God is already speaking here. The deeper point is this: God does not only restore circumstances, He restores capacity. He restores clarity. He restores the inner room where decisions are made, because a confirmed victory still needs a steady mind, and a steady mind can hear instruction without being ruled by panic. That is why this formation matters. You are not only waiting for something outside you to change, you are becoming someone who can move differently when it does. You are becoming less reactive, less desperate, less addicted to approval, and more able to recognize peace as direction. What used to break your focus is losing its grip. What used to steal your sleep is losing its voice. What used to make you beg for old access is losing its charm. This is not because you stopped caring. It is because your center is changing. You are being formed into someone who can carry a yes without losing humility. You are being formed into someone who can receive an open door without worshipping the door. You are being formed into someone who can be blessed and still stay surrendered. That is rare. Many people want arrival without formation. They want increase without discipline. They want elevation without healing. But God has been doing something deeper with you, chosen one, because the victory coming into your life is not meant to make you careless. It is meant to make you faithful at a higher level. This is why certain doors did not open when you begged for them. The timing was not only about the door, it was about the version of you who would have walked through it. God knew what pressure would expose. God knew what attention would awaken. God knew what blessing would require. So he worked on your roots before he trusted you with more branches. He worked on your motives before he widened your reach. He worked on your peace before he increased your responsibility, because anything built high without deep roots can fall when the wind changes. And look at you now. You may still be healing, but you are not the same. You may still have questions, but you are not as easily shaken. You may still feel tender, but tenderness is no longer ruling you through fear. Something sacred has become stronger. This is the hidden proof of the victory. The old cycle calls, and you do not answer the same way. The old fear rises, and you do not bow the same way. The old rejection touches your memory, and you do not hand it the same authority. You are not perfect. That was never the requirement. You are being made ready. You are being made steady. You are being made clear. And in the hidden court of heaven, the verdict is not waiting for your emotions to catch up. The verdict has already been sealed. The formation behind the victory is the reason you can trust what is coming. God did not just confirm an outcome. He confirmed the work he has done in you. He confirmed the endurance. He confirmed the obedience. He confirmed the maturity that grew in the dark. That means the waiting season did not win. The disappointment did not win. The rejection did not win. The silence did not win. The old version of you did not remain in control, and because of that, the blessing has a safer place to land. Beneath all of this, another question begins to rise. If the waiting was formation, and the formation was proof, then what exactly has God confirmed over your life? The answer is not small. It is not shallow. It touches your identity, your direction, your protection, your restoration, and your assignment. What exactly has God confirmed over your life, chosen one? This question is not small. It is not only about a door opening. It is not only about relief arriving. It is about the quiet places where heaven has already placed approval, even while your visible life is still catching up. God has confirmed your identity first. You are not who the pain called you. You are not who rejection named you. You are not who delay made you fear you were. The season tried to label you as forgotten, but God has been calling you formed, chosen, protected, and still held. The victory begins here. Your identity survived the attack. Your heart may have been bruised, but your name was not changed. Your confidence may have been shaken, but your calling was not cancelled. Your tears were real, but they were never proof that God had abandoned you. God has confirmed your direction next. Some closed doors were not delays meant to shame you. They were mercy. Some endings were not proof that you were unworthy. They were protection. Some redirections felt like loss, because you did not yet know what God was refusing to let you settle for. That is why you can stop blaming yourself for every door that did not open. Learn what needs to be learned. Take responsibility where wisdom requires it. But do not call every closed door failure, because some doors stayed shut, because God loved you too much to let you shrink. God has confirmed your protection. Some people did not leave because you were too much. Some people left because access expired. Some opportunities did not vanish because you were cursed. They vanished because your future could not be carried by that old arrangement. Protection does not always feel gentle at first. Sometimes it feels like confusion. Sometimes it feels like removal. Sometimes it feels like silence from someone you thought would stay. But later, when your spirit gets distance, you begin to see that the closed gate was not cruelty. You were protected from conversations that would have pulled you backward. You were protected from rooms that praised your gift while draining your soul. You were protected from people who loved your availability